Transform your space with Ada Grace Cleaning Service. At Ada Grace, we believe a clean home is a happy home. Our professional team offers tailored cleaning solutions that fit your needs and schedule. Whether it's a one-time deep clean or regular upkeep, we use eco-friendly products to ensure a safe and sparkling environment for you and your family. Why choose us? We have a reliable and trustworthy staff, customized cleaning plans, eco-friendly products, satisfaction guaranteed. Let us take care of the mess so you can enjoy your free time. Contact Tanya and Elaine today for a free quote at 601-502-5376 and experience the Ada Grace difference. And oh yeah, tell them Sonya sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonya and welcome back to She Say Sports. Please welcome back award-winning journalist, host of Listen In with KNN, and co-host of She Say Sports segment, Kelsey's Korner, Kelsey Nicole Nelson. What's up, girl?
Hey, it's always great to be back with you. Look, Black Girl Magic on the screen. So thank you so much for welcoming me back. I can't believe it's been a month.
I know. Time is flying. It is almost Christmas. It's almost Thanksgiving. This is crazy.
Holiday season, that's right.
Holidays. You know what? Yeah, well, never mind. Yeah, holiday season, but I'm excited about it, and basketball season. So, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're just gonna talk a little tennis. This is our girl. Tennis sensation Coco Gauff, baby girl, started with the Grand Slam semi-runs to early round losses to ending the year as WTA finals champion. At just 20 years old, Coco has already displayed incredible resilience and maturity on the court. Kelsey, Coco is part of the next wave of young female players leading the future of women's tennis. Can you discuss her influence on the WTA Tour and the significance of having a diverse group of rising stars in the sport?
My gosh, tennis is one of those universal sports. We talk a lot about it in soccer, and obviously soccer is definitely a sport that we see played all around the world. But think about those names. Look at those last names when you're watching tennis. So, for us in America, we're trying to keep up. And the baton has been passed to some amazing individuals. I mean, you think about Coco Gauff and the legacy that she's following, right? The Williams sisters, who I grew up with, I'm sure you grew up with, and then of course Naomi Osaka and what she had. In the tennis world. And now 20 years old. She's only been here 2 decades.
That's it.
And has an incredible resume. I think with the WTA, most people were excited about her comeback, in that one. And then this has been a good year for her. You talk about, just good things happening and blessings continuing to happen. It's been incredible. And I think how lucky are we that we get to bear witness, to that. You talked about it, semifinal runs that she's had. And I know she's lost some close ones on the big stage, but all in all, I mean, she continues to win. I have 3 words. She is her. Sonia, that's how I describe Coco.
She is her. Absolutely.
It's simple. She is her, but she can compete with the best of them. And we've seen her just only get stronger, only get better. I love her intensity that she plays with. The passion, that she plays with, you're looking at a 3-hour championship victory she just had, and woo, could you imagine playing tennis that long? But that she's an athlete. So it's nothing for her. But like you said, she really is, that next wave. People are already talking about her, the youngest one to win that tournament, Maria Sharapova. And look, we remember going out with her, right? Like that's how long ago it's been. So again, I'm excited for Coco. I am glad that we have a chance to watch her her greatness. I'm glad that she adds another win, this year. I know she won earlier. She started the year off with a win, right? At the Auckland Open. And now we're getting towards the end of the year and she's ending with a win. She came into the year, she's ending the year how she came into the year. So I think that's huge. And we're just going to continue to root for her. And I know she'll continue just to have bigger and bigger titles. So go ahead, Coco, and ignore the haters that she put in her social media posts.
Absolutely. As you said, she is her. With her incredible potential, what does the future hold for Coco in terms of her long-term career?
I think Coco, I think if she keeps at this pace, we're looking at longevity like Serena, and again, I'm not comparing her directly to Serena. Serena is Serena for a reason. But like I said, she's 20 and look at her resume. I mean, it continues to grow. And, I think the question we always have in American tennis is, can we keep up, like I said, with the rest of the world? And, I think for Coco, you can tell she loves this sport. I remember the commercial, before she won one of her last big matches, and it showed her in the stands, watching, and to go from in the stands watching, with her father to winning, like this has been bred into her. Like this is her life. And it's her. And so I feel like for tennis fans, don't fret. More Coco is here to come. And I think that's what's most exciting about the sport. And honestly, I think tennis needs that, right? We love in every sport, right? We love those storylines. We love those players that we can get behind. And Coco is one that has galvanized, and I use that word very intentionally. She's galvanized a lot of us within the tennis realm. And so again, just super excited for her. Like I said, she's only going to get better. Like that's the great thing about her youthfulness. She knows what it is to be at the top. She knows what it is to come back. Like I said, she just had a comeback victory. She has the right support system, around her. I know when she won the last victory, her mother was there with her. She always shouts out the family, which I absolutely love. And, resilience was used to describe her. And that's something that you need. And then her heart, the heart that she plays with, like I said, that passion that she has. So I think we're going to see a lot more. And the biggest thing, of course, just keeping her healthy so she can stay active.
Absolutely. And just like you said, she's only been here 2 decades. I see her playing 2 more decades, so.
Yeah, she's going to be like Serena, I'm telling you.
We always say we try not to compare her to Serena, but there's so many similarities, especially with the age thing. So I'm wishing her well, definitely wishing her well. So we're going to move on to boxing. November 15th can't get here fast enough.
I can't believe it's right around the corner.
I know.
We're here.
Like Saturday. Tyson and Paul matchup is in my beloved city of Arlington, Texas.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited about that. And Kelsey, when you first heard about this fight, did you think it was real? What were your thoughts?
No, I knew it was real because Jake Paul, he's a mastermind. I mean, the man knows how to brand himself. He has a following for the reason. And honestly, I mean, at first we thought it was a joke, but he's been on a run. I mean, and debatable, but controversially, I guess you could say, has built some type of reputation in the boxing world, and believe me, I use that very carefully because I'm someone who loved the boxing greats. I come from a Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali. I loved old school boxing. And very clearly distinguishing the greats from Jake Paul. But we live in a world now where social media fame is a thing, and quick fame is really a thing. And, for Mike Tyson, I think we also live in an era where people who have been greats, are trying to keep themselves relevant, right? It's a what have you done lately type of world. So I knew it was real. I didn't want it to be real, but I also understand the power of money in a man's pocket, and I'm never going to take that from anybody. So here we are.
Here we are. So, let me give a little, just a little information on both of them. Tyson is one of the most feared boxers in history, known for his explosive power, intimidating style, and dominance in the 80s. At 58, Tyson's involvement in this match raises questions about his ability to compete at the highest level after years of retirement and personal struggles. Jake Paul, a YouTube star turned professional boxer, is known for his viral antics, trash talk, and ability to generate massive pay-per-view numbers. While he's a much newer face in the boxing world, he has built a respectable, albeit controversial record. Wins over fellow influencers and former fighters like Tyrone Woodley and Anderson Silva. Kelsey, despite Tyson's age, he is an undisputed world champion with decades of experience in the ring. His raw power and ability to close distance quickly made him one of the most dangerous fighters in his prime. Do you think Tyson, even with his advanced age, still retains that knockout power and ring IQ?
When I was younger, I remember, the old saying was, before you got into a brawl with somebody, there was nothing but air and opportunity, right, between you
That's
and the
true.
person. With Mike Tyson, there's nothing but air, opportunity, and his age between him and Jake Paul. So all that to say, and I am a person that strongly believes age is nothing but a number, meaning you can do anything.
Mhm.
Look, I have seen 50-year-olds doing incredible things. But when it comes to a fitness, belt and, remember this fight getting moved, I know Mike Tyson has had to deal with some health issues on his own. And again, it happens to the best of us, right? Like age is,
Yeah,
it's like, I just saw the Denzel news, the last films he's going to do before he retires. I'm not ready to believe Denzel is old. Like I'm still wanting Denzel Washington on my TV screen.
absolutely. I love
But
him.
I understand, right? Like it comes,
Yeah.
it happens. And, we all have to, but I think for Mike, I'm happy for him in the sense that like his name is back out there and that young people get to know who he is. Right? We know the Mike Tyson greatness. They
Right.
know him. They're going to remember him now. But the downside of that is, like I said, I think they're going to remember him. And this is a money fight. I saw the articles about Jake Paul already going out and spending big, already anticipating his win against Mike Tyson. But I think Jake is going to play with him a bit. You have to give people a show, right? You can't have people all on Netflix and like nobody likes the first round knockout, right?
Correct.
But let's be honest, it's the storyline that needs to sell is Jake Paul beating a boxing great, right? So all that to say, Jake Paul is in great shape. He does the fitness videos, he does the workout videos. I think it's part of the reasons why he's popular, right? A fit young guy, and that we've seen, some of his prowess. And so all in all to say, Mike, I wish you the best at 58. But there's a reason why we don't have like a retired boxing, retired boxing greats other than the exhibition, maybe. But we don't have retired boxing greats just go around and people pay top dollars for them to fight. Because people know things change, and their money's going to change to see you to see you fight. So I just
You
hope
know,
he does his best effort. That's all I ask. Just give us
you
your best.
know, he's a few years older than me, and I don't appreciate all that you're saying. However, I'll say this, and you're right. When you get in your 40s, you're gonna see. But the other day, all I did was stand up, and my knee popped, and I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't move. All I did was stand up." So
Yeah.
imagine, you're
At
bouncing around in the
58.
ring. It's gonna be, I'm first of all, I'm rooting for him because, like you said, we grew up with Mike Tyson. So I
Yeah.
want to see, him do well, but
Yeah.
maybe
And tell me, he hasn't competed since 2005, if you want to, say
so that
that.
was
It's a
that was
real,
what,
a real
18 years ago?
professional fight, right? Right.
Right. That was what, 18, 19 years ago? Yeah.
We're all different than we were in 2005.
Yeah, yes, we were. I mean, that's true. So we shall see. It's going to be interesting. And Kelsey, let me tell you a little about Paul. And you mentioned, Paul has shown significant improvement in his
Yeah.
boxing skills since his debut, focusing on technical training, conditioning, and defense. While his opponents have been criticized for not being top-tier fighters, Paul's persistence and commitment to the sports cannot be denied. And you've kind of already touched on it, but do you think his younger age and athleticism could be an advantage if the fight goes beyond a few rounds? Because
Of
I think,
course. Of course. Go
yeah,
ahead, Steve.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying because if Mike get a hold of him, that first, maybe second round, he may have a chance. But after that, I think it's a wrap for him. It'll be
Right.
a wrap for Mike.
And I like Mike, I'm sure he probably is, is trying to do all he can with the younger guys in terms of trainers and building
I've
endurance.
been watching him.
Yes, but like at the same time, and Mike knows about being a young champion, right? I mean, when we were
Yeah,
watching him at his greatest, what was he doing? He was the youngest heavyweight boxing champion in history at the world at one time, right? And so he knows that. But again, this is a man that actually trained for it and put his all into it. But again, Mike can't go back to the 80s and 90s. So yeah. And even
no,
we
he
could say
can't.
even the early 2000s, right? If you want to do more recently. And so at the end
Right.
of the day, again, we watched Tom Brady end, we're watching probably the end of LeBron, right? The closing chapters.
Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, if you want to talk about the Jets, talk about somebody who needs to just go ahead, Aaron, sit on down.
There you go.
It's and boxing is a sport, really. I mean, my gosh, talk about where youthfulness is helpful. You got to be able to duck and jive.
Right.
You got to be able to move. You got to have quick feet. You got to be able to move your body, right? Because when somebody
Yeah.
lands on you, that does damage to your body. So all in all, to say, yeah, his age is going to play a part. But again, I think they're going to give us, the promoters are too smart to not give people a show. And this is like the biggest thing being talked about all week.
Right.
You have to be realistic because they're not going to be able to hold Mike up in there. They're not going to be able to give him if he like 58 is 58. And like I said, and Mike, mind you, I think he's doing good for his age, but is he, like I just saw, I was just at a golf tournament and it was Sugar Ray Leonard's son and Sugar Ray Leonard was just here. And Sugar Ray's still in great shape, Sonia. I don't know if you've seen a picture of him lately. Like now Sugar Ray still, I'm not saying he would win in the boxing ring, but like he's still in really, really good shape. Like you can tell he's really taking care of him, really taking care of himself and doing whatever, you need to do. Like he's the one that when the doctor tells you, when you go in, what you need to do, he's the one that actually listens. And not like most folks like, yeah, doctor, I'll do it. Then you go home and do the complete opposite. Right.
Right.
Sugar actually taking notes. He's listening, he's eating the vitamins, the vegetables. But I think Mike Tyson, again, I'm more worried about him just in general, because again, he is somebody, I know they're saying that he's just fine, but there are some precautions in place for Mike. Like that, the precautions don't exist. The police don't put a caution sign up if nothing's happening there. So all in all to say, I just think we have to be, as safe as possible. And then as someone who respects the sport of boxing, as someone who fell in love with boxing early on, I respect Mike for his boxing prowess.
Right.
And really just, want to see him. I want to see him make money, but, not if it's going to impede his health and his longevity here on earth.
Right. That's true. I totally agree. So, Kelsey, the rise of celebrity boxing events such as Paul Brothers, KSI, etc., has been seen to bring in new fans and increase sports visibility. While some traditionalists may scoff at it, do you think celebrity boxing has become a legitimate part of the comeback sport landscape?
It has, in the sense that boxing needs to be relevant again. I'm sorry, but we're still, since Floyd Mayweather left,
You're right.
we thought Deontay Wilder was going to be much more than he was, right? I mean, boxing needs all that they can right now. Because it used to be people would run to their screens to watch boxing fights. And when it comes to American boxing, a lot of the guys now are international. And I do think that helps, right? It's international sport as well. But Americans genuinely do like to root on American boxing. Right. And so I think at the end of the day, sports are business, folks, and sports need to make money. So, and then also I think boxing has needed to reach a new demographic if we're even breaking it down even more. And so I think these, kind of social media stars, allow you a chance to reach the Coco Gauff's age ranges, right? The 20-year-olds and under. So we just did an election and we saw the importance of young people, being engaged and being involved. So I say all that to say, if you love boxing, you might not like this, but you also have to understand, hey, you got to do what you got to do to make it through and move on. Because, I'd ask people, who was the last true boxing champion that you really followed? And if you're taking a while to think about it, well, there's your answer. Boxing is thinking about it too. And they're thinking about the money that still needs to be made while they're thinking about that answer. So I'll not say, I think it's going in the right way in terms of living in a capitalistic society and needing to hold on. If you think about the major sports leagues, how do you compete with, the NFL? How do you compete with the, NBA? Back in the day, it was vital, but, we see the NFL, continuing to grow in popularity. College sports, basically each one of our weeknights is comprised of some type of sport right now, right? We're watching. That's why me and Sonia are both tired on the show now. I mean, there's so much happening, like every single
much happening
on something. So yeah, I think boxing is just doing what they need to do to keep up. Right now, what is it? Keeping up with the Joneses? They're trying to keep up with the Joneses, or they're keeping up with American sport. Because again, they want to exist and they want to hold on. But I think especially for men's boxing, like Clarissa Shields and women's boxing, and I hope we do get more great champs. But I will say, at least to my knowledge, I'm glad women's boxing at least hasn't seemed to fall into the same wave that men's boxing has fallen into in terms of actual reputable people, actually fighting, in the ring.
Absolutely. So, Kelsey, look at me. If Tyson wins, will he be considered the baddest man on the planet, Or will it just be considered a celebrity boxing match with no validity?
I think it's a celebrity, but Coco Gauff, he's 58. We've known Mike Tyson's story. I won't need to go into that. Like the fact that he's here, is a thing. But no, I think, folks, it'll be the people that will say, told you so, that'll be happy, and excited. But if you're a real boxing, if you're a real boxing fan, you're not taking this seriously. Because again, and if you really don't take it seriously, then he'd have to play, he'd have to be against somebody in his actual age range, weight class, all that type of stuff, right? To make it make sense. So yeah, I think this is going to be one. Honestly, I think this is going to be one we have fun with, Sonia. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be one if you have nothing to do on your Friday night, or you're at a sports bar, you'll ask the bartender to cut it on so you can watch it, and you'll laugh about it. But when you wake up Saturday, by the time 12 noon hits and college football hits you, you're going to forget about it.
Forgot about it. Yeah,
And then when
that's
your
true.
favorite NFL team plays Sunday, you're also going to forget it even more, and it's going to go deep down in your frontal lobe, and then it's going to be an afterthought, come Monday, Tuesday.
That's true. Well, regardless of the outcome, it will definitely capture attention across different fan bases and continue to blur the lines between traditional sports and entertainment-driven spectacles. And Jake Paul, if you've read your history, cover your ears. All right.
I keep mine covered. Me and Sonia, we're good.
Kelsey, Sunday. Oh wow, this is going to be a good one. And your team, Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers game promises to be another hard-hitting, intense chapter in one of the NFL's most storied rivalries.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
teams share a deep history, and this AFC North battle is expected to be crucial for playoff positioning. The teams pretty much have the same record. Ravens are 7-3, the Steelers are 7-2. Kelsey, this rivalry is built on decades of physical defensive football, with both teams having a knack for playing tight, low-scoring affairs. The
Yep.
Ravens and Steelers often bring out the best in each other. Should we expect fireworks, especially with stakes as high as they are in Week 11?
Oh my gosh, yes. If you know about the AFC North, the AFC North is all about old school, hard-hitting football. And
Yes.
if you're a football fan, when you watch the AFC North battles, especially Baltimore and Pittsburgh, you're not expecting a high-scoring affair. I mean, every point is
Right.
earned and fought for. It's in the trenches. It's those tough games. It's that one mistake, that one play, that one turnover that can really be mindful in this game. So if you want a high-scoring football game, this is not the game for you to watch. But if you are a fan of true football, if you are a fan of earning every first down, then this will be the game for you to watch. I think what's fun about this game going into it, there's a storyline about Lamar, needing to beat the Steelers. It's a record he would love to be better, but each year is a different season, and Lamar continues to get better and better. And mind you, the Ravens now have Derrick Henry in that backfield as well with Lamar Jackson, to get better. They're an offense that can put points on the board, but again, against Pittsburgh, I'm not expecting as high of a scoring offense because Mike Tomlin knows this team very well. John Harbaugh knows the Steelers very well. And Steelers week is a real thing here. You hate Pittsburgh. You don't want the terrible towels. You have to remember, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, different cities, but both blue collar cities, right? So hardworking people and fans who love the game of football. But both of them have really been known for their defenses throughout kind of history. So this is a game where, and Ravens haven't talked about in the locker room. You're really not a Raven until you beat Pittsburgh. I don't care what the record is, but until you beat Pittsburgh, until you've been in that rivalry, and it's true. The games I remember most, from watching the Ravens is, the Ravens. I remember Terrell Sizzle, Terrell Suggs, and going against Ben Roethlisberger, and just the rivalries of it. So I think we're looking forward to it. The Steelers are coming off an escape victory against the Commanders most recently. Russell storyline has been, how he has improved. People thought he was finished. To quote Geno Smith, they tried to write him off, but he ain't right back. And, thus here Russell Wilson is, the quarterback challenges. And the Steelers have really been that surprise team. I think I said that, the Steelers are that team you really can't figure them out, right? Baltimore, we kind of know they're good on offense. We know their secondary needs a lot of work if they're trying to get to New Orleans in February. But the Steelers are a team that somehow, some way, they find a way to win. And that's what makes them so dangerous. So I'm looking forward to this game, Sonia. It's going to be a great one. But I really think it's going to come over to what quarterback And Lamar against the Steelers, as history has it, he has been known to make some mistakes. So I think Lamar's going to have a clean game. The offensive line in Baltimore, you have to look at it. They're going to have to protect him if the Ravens want to come out of this one with the victory.
Speaking of Lamar, how would he handle Pittsburgh's blitz heavy defense?
Well, one thing about Lamar, he can move, if you guys didn't know.
He definitely would.
If you guys didn't know, Lamar
Definitely
Jackson can move. He's elusive, right? He's athletic. You talk about a true athlete.
Oh yeah.
Whatever you want to say it, based on where you are in the country. We know it's said differently. But that's Lamar's greatness. Like he's great, right? I mean, there was Alexander the Great, there was Lamar the Great. I think honestly he's going to have to be smart with the football because I do think the offensive line is going to be tested in this one. Pittsburgh can bring it to you. They have a talented defense and a talented defensive front. And I think the Ravens offensive line, when they're good, but they have had some times where they've had some woes, as well. So I'm definitely looking. So I think Lamar is going to have to find a way out. And that's something he has been. The only thing with that though, Lamar has to protect the football when he runs because defenses, the Steelers, they have heavy hands, when he's running. I'm like, okay, you can run, but they're going to find all types of ways to try to knock that football out of his hand. So he has to protect that ball when he's out there. But also, I think Lamar's going to have to make quick decisions. Sometimes he's not going to be able to wait for that big play, right? We all love a Zay Flowers long, deep touchdown or him getting down the field. But sometimes you have to do the short chuck. And so I think this is when Mark Andrews and the tight end play, will come in handy for Baltimore. Like, who's going to be there for Lamar to just quickly make moves for a Steelers offense that will blitz him and will bring the pressure.
That's true. So you kind of answered my next question about him making quick decisions and accurate throws against the secondary. So we will move on because, like you said, he is Lamar the Great. So we'll get you out on Sunday. So Kelsey, Wilson has long been known for his ability to manage games and lead late game comebacks.
Yeah.
Do you think Russell will manage the game efficiently, especially against the Baltimore defense that loves to mix up coverages and bring pressure?
Yeah, I think we're going to really see where Russell Wilson is. Because I think, as you said, Baltimore is going to bring that defensive pressure. They're not afraid of it. And I think this is going to be a true test for Russell, who, mind you, is still on a timetable, right? He got that starting job for now, but it's not guaranteed forever. Because if he messes up, I know another quarterback on that bench that's going to be ready to go into that football game. So I think Russell Wilson, again, he's also going to have to make smart decisions. He's another one. He's going to have to protect that football, make those fast plays. The deep ball might, but to be fair for Russell, if the offensive line can protect him, Baltimore's problem has been the secondary, and teams have found success. So if he can expose Baltimore's secondary, he could have a great long ball. But if I'm Russell, I know Baltimore is going to bring the pressure. They're going to bring the heat. They're going to want to get him on the ground, make him uncomfortable as possible to mess up his play. So I think what Russell's going to have to do is I think they're going to test Baltimore's run defense in this one. Can you run against the Ravens in this one? And if you know the AFC North and if you know these battles, run games always happen in the Pittsburgh-Baltimore games. And so I think it's going to be both sides of the football. It's going to be Derrick Henry on one side and Lamar, and then on the other side, it'll be Russell. And can he help create that run game with his backs? So I think it's going to come down to, but like I said, biggest thing for Russell, he needs to play clean football. So I know it sounds simple, but he's got to protect that football. You cannot any fumbles. You can't have any interceptions. You got to know when to throw the ball away and just play smart Steeler football.
And and the Steelers' offensive line has had a weak point. Will Wilson have enough protection to throw downfield?
That's going to be, you just asked the $1 million question. And like I said, Baltimore is going to be bringing the heat, bringing the pressure. I think they're going to get creative with the way they use their linebackers. But the biggest thing for Baltimore, though, I think if I'm Baltimore and I'm defensive planning, as much as I want to bring the heat on Russell, I'm still more worried about the secondary help. Because if you bring the heat to Russell and you miss, what happens? He gets the long, deep ball and your defense, gets shredded. We're talking about a Ravens team that just got killed by Jamar Chase. I mean, he's a Bengal. He's a Ravens killer. Like the Bengals killed the Raven because Jamar Chase had a wonderful, wonderful day. I mean, career day for a wide receiver. So that's why I think Baltimore's going to be really crafty and creative, about how much they blitz Russ. But Russell is a veteran, as much as people talk about him reviving his career, he's been there before. And like I said, he's on a tryout. And sometimes I think you can perform best when the lights are the brightest and the pressure is against you. So I think Russell, the offensive line, they're going to have to make the right shifts and adjustments. Can they be able to read Baltimore? But I do think Baltimore playing a little bit more conservative, like I said, and just knowing you don't want to get that, you can't have that deep threat
Absolutely.
where they have been exposed.
That's true. So the winner in the trenches could very well determine the success of both quarterbacks. Kelsey, who are some more key players to watch on both teams?
So Zay Flowers is one I'm always looking at. Lamar and him are good friends. And Ravens have always tried to have that deep ball threat. I think Zay is going to be a very important person to watch. When you think about last year, Zay Flowers, remember the Ravens were so close. He was a fumble. Zay Flowers was a fumble away from helping that team get to the Super Bowl. And the man is fast. If he beats you, good luck. He's that fast. Mark Andrews is another one. Feed the tight end. He's the one that we had questions about to start the season, coming back from injury. He didn't look the same. Mark Andrews is a guy, who's one of the top tight ends in football, but it was a little rocky start back. But hello, if you watch Ravens games, Mark Andrews has returned. He is Mr. Handy, reliable for Lamar Jackson. Of course, the other person on the offense you have to watch is Derrick Henry. This is a man who is capable of still having over 100-yard games, a big back, right? Hard to bring down and still quick and nimble on his feet when he needs to be. He's like Lamar says about him, he's an unreal, human being. So all that to say, I think those are the guys I'm looking at the most for Baltimore. I think Kyle Hamilton, the safety, is one we're all keeping an eye on. He didn't play last week. Will he come back this week? You're talking about Baltimore's best defensive player, Sonia. If he's able to be in the game changer, difference maker. But again, we're trying to see if he will be back in that game, because I think, again, just a young, talented, and I don't use this word for everyone, but I've given him the S word I give to the athletes who I think are real. He's a stud. He just is. I think that's somebody else that you have to watch for Baltimore.
Absolutely. Speaking of Derrick Henry, somebody sent me they were like, did you hear what happened with Derrick Henry earlier? He was arrested for raping somebody. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
It's not our Derrick Henry. It's another man that.
Okay, because I was like, yeah. Okay, good.
I was like, y'all read the.
But still, that's scary, because anybody arrested for rape is very scary.
Very, very scary. But when they was like, did you hear about Derrick Henry? I'm like, no. And I'm like, oh my gosh, but they didn't read the article, so it's whatever. So, but Kelsey, as usual, we will be both watching that game Sunday. I'm going to be texting you because I already know.
Please do. I know the Ravens are going to have all their fans' blood pressure high, because if you know Baltimore, those games come down to the wire. Like, it's not going to be won in the first quarter or the second quarter. Like, it's going to come to that fourth quarter. And who is able to make the play. Also looking at time of possession, who can control the clock, right? So many different factors in this one. But please text me. But if I don't text back, it's because the Ravens are doing something.
I know. Absolutely. And I don't have a dog in the fight, but I love, of course, Justin. He'll always be a Bear. I love Russell Wilson. I love Mike Tomlin, but I also like Lamar. So whoever wins, I'm good with it. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Kelsey, as usual, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We play what you know. And these are fun today. I think these are kind of cute. So let's get to it. You're about to crack up. How many children does Russell and Sierra Wilson have?
Oh, Lordy.
3, 4, or 6?
All right, let me think through this one. I know she has Future Junior with Future. She had the beautiful little girl. I want to say they have 3 together. So
no, just add Future.
Okay, so 4 total.
4, absolutely.
Yay! Okay, sorry. But I think that's gonna grow, because if you see them on,
he told her he's ready to work on baby number 5.
Oh yeah, Russell's ready. Russell's trying to have a whole 5.
I'm like, after 5, that's enough, sir.
That's a good one.
How long? Absolutely. How long has Coach Tomlin been with the Steelers? Has it been 10 seasons, 16 seasons, 20, or 15?
Oh, this one's tough. Okay, so obviously he's been there a long time. It's not 10. Okay, 10. What was it? 10, 16?
10, 16, 20, or 15?
I feel like it's 16 or 15.
So which one out of those two?
That's so tough. You were good with the being close. Oh, my mind, 5, 6 these. I'm leaning towards 6. Is it 16? Oh, look at me.
I was like, good job, Kel. How many knockouts does Mike Tyson have? Is it 33, 20, 44, or 50?
Mike Tyson was a great, so don't give me the biggest one. I'm going 50.
You going 50? 44.
Oh, sorry, Mike. I tried to give you more. But
Hopefully it'll be 45. So, who is the only quarterback in NFL history with a 4 perfect passer rating games with at least 15 passing attempts?
Okay.
Was it Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, or Dak Prescott?
Okay, say the question again for me.
Who is the only quarterback in NFL history with 4 perfect passer rating games with at least 15 passing attempts?
Tom Brady seems like the easy answer, but I feel like it's not Tom. Who else? You said Russell?
Russell, Lamar, or Dak?
It's not Russell. I feel like it's Lamar. Yeah, I was like, sorry, Dak. I didn't even mention your name.
I mean, you didn't even.
Maybe one day, Dak.
Oh, Dak, I feel so sorry for him. Who said, I'm here to make $40 million and knock out a legend? Was it Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Jake Paul, or Mike Tyson?
Oh, this one's good. See, I don't know what's going on. Okay, you said Floyd Mayweather. I don't think that's not Floyd. So I'm crossing him out. You said Jake Paul.
Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson?
I don't think that's Muhammad Ali either. So it's Jake Paul or Mike Tyson. Jake Paul. That sounds like Jake Paul. Okay.
You know his big mouth.
I'm like, that just sounds like Jake Paul.
He is he's supposed to make $40 million in this match, and Mike will make $20 million. So that's a nice purse.
I need
Very
talk.
nice purse.
Yeah.
How many rings does Russell Wilson have? Is it 4, 1, 0, or 2?
Well, we all remember the Marshawn Lynch. Oh my gosh. So was it, okay, you said 4, 1, 0, 2. My gosh, I feel like I should know off the top of my head. It's not, it's I want to say 1, but then I'm also leaning towards, okay, so it is 1.
Dang it, I shouldn't have done Well, what were you leaning towards?
Because it should have been 2,
Right.
but that crazy play that none of us would get. So should be 2. Russ, we were rooting for you that game too.
Absolutely. What quarterback has had the most Super Bowl wins? Is it Terry Bradshaw, Joe Namath, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I almost said combine their names. Tom Brady.
Absolutely. Number 7, number of completion. Last one, who became the youngest WTA winner at age 15? Was it Serena Williams, Venus Williams, Billie Jean King, or Coco Gauff?
Ooh, this one, I feel like we just talked about this too. I know Coco is 20, but you said 15. I know Coco just became one of the youngest at I know Coco's the youngest since Maria, which meant there's somebody younger than her. Okay, you said Coco. Who are the other ones? Serena?
Venus, Serena, and Billie Jean King.
Oh, dang, this is hard. Serena seems like the easy answer, so I feel like no. I don't know if it was Billie. Could it have been Venus?
My face straight.
Oh, like, could it have been Venus? Billie's history. Billie's history. It could have been Serena though, because I just like that's so easy. I love you trying to keep your face right. Okay, I'm just gonna. I feel like I'm gonna get this wrong, but I am going to go. I don't think it was Billie though. I'm gonna just go with my favorite when I was younger. I'm gonna say Venus, but I feel like it's Billie. Or was it Serena?
It's Coco Gauff.
It was Coco. Oh, I love that. Again, history maker.
Yes.
3 words. When you hear about Coco, say she is her.
Absolutely. She is her. Kelsey, thank you so much. Tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media and listen to your show, Listen In with KNN.
Well, thank you so much. I am on social media. First, my website is the easiest way to reach me, just KelseyNicoleNelson.com. Reach out to me, send a message. That's how everybody books you for shows and things of that nature. On social media, The Real K Nelson. Love connecting with folks. And on Facebook, LinkedIn, just Kelsey Nicole Nelson. Sonia, it's always a pleasure to join you and see your joy, your Black girl joy. So thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And guys, you can follow me at She Say Sports on Facebook. She Say Sports 23 on Instagram. And please subscribe to our YouTube page. She Say Sports. Well, that's our show today. Until next time, this is Sonia and Kelsey with She Say Sports and Kelsey's Corner. Peace.
Bye, guys. Make it a great one.